reporting on the games you love by people who love to game. The MMO Reporter Network.
You're logging into your favorite game, grinding out some gear. A couple of points added to your stats, and you have a virtual beer. Max level is pretty cool, but I'll remind you here, my friend. These games are not about the goal, it's about the journey and not the end.
You're listening to MMO Reporter, brought to you by Audible.com. Get a free audiobook download at audibletrial.com/MMO Reporter. And by Doghouse Systems. Choose your weapon with Doghouse Systems.
Don't forget about your ults you need to cherish. Each and every little character you've got, no matter what level they're at. Don't forget about your ults you need to cherish. Each and every little character you've got, no matter what.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of MMO Reporter. This is episode 186. I'm Chris, and as always, I am joined by some pretty fantastic people. Joining me to my right, I'm going to say, I have no idea, is Layanor. Hello, Layanor. How's it going?
Hello, minions. I am balancing something on my nose, and Bill, can you guess what it is?
A pencil.
Yes! Oh my god!
Yeah. Oh, hi, Bill. Hi, Bill.
Oh, well, you know, I psychically transmitted my hello, and that's why it took you a long time to introduce me. Everybody knows that I can easily, that's my superpower, really, is detecting what's being balanced on other people's noses from great distances.
I'm completely blown away. You're so good. It's a lead pencil, by the way, but yeah.
Yeah.
I knew that. I was trying to be vague on purpose.
Yeah.
Yep, that's the superpower I got.
Yeah.
I'm here to save the world.
Oh, hey, Chris.
Hi. Sorry, what?
Hi, Chris. How you doing?
Oh, I'm okay. I'm a little sleep deprived, but that's okay. There's no particular reason why I'm sleep deprived.
Do you know where you are, Chris?
I'm currently working my way through Europe. I mean, in my computer room. Why?
Oh yeah. Do you know what day it is?
We record on Mondays. We're recording now. Is it Monday?
It actually is. Do you remember if you wear glasses or not?
Sorry, I'm just really busy right now.
Oh yeah. You're busy, are you, Chris?
You can't hear that.
It's really hard. It's really hard work to be driving the podcast today, is what you're saying. It's a very involved technical experience of balancing the sound inputs and your bandwidth and the Twitch stream and everything like that. That's what you're concentrating on right now.
You can't hear that, can you?
All your hard work? Oh, totally. Yeah. I can pick up your effort from here. I can't even tell you how proud I am, Chris, of the dedication you've got for this podcast. It makes me feel good working with somebody who cares so much about the product.
Damn, I haven't heard Bill the Knife in about a year.
So I'm gonna kind of guess that you can hear what's going on in the background and recognize the sounds.
Just a little bit, Chris, and I think you could probably allocate your citizens a little bit more to produce more food. Your cities will grow a little bit more quickly that way.
Okay, so I am playing Civ V, but it's not my fault. It's totally not my fault. It's your fault, Bill. It is
Chris.
Absolutely 100% your fault.
Chris, we're here for you, Chris. This is normal. It's okay. You don't have to hate yourself. This is what happens to all new Civ addicts.
Oh man.
The shakes do go away.
I think Harry is the problem.
Because he made it. He said it first, didn't he? And then Bill got it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Harry is obviously the problem, but really this is all about Chris. Chris, we're here for you, bud. We're gonna talk you through this time. The shakes will subside. We're gonna get you into a couple little 12 steps. We're gonna teach you to be able to take naps between turns. It'll be okay.
All right.
We'll play for you.
I guess we'll go and do the podcast now. I can do this. Oh man.
Escape, exit to Windows.
Okay.
You can do it, Chris.
I'm done. Okay, back to the podcast. All right.
Not even one more turn.
All right. It's like the Band-Aid coming off quick, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And going right back on.
You know what? I hate Steam for so many reasons. One, the sales. I mean, screw you, Steam sales. Nobody likes you. We all love you. But
that was a nice one, actually. Brave New World it was like 2/3 off, I think, for the complete edition, 3/4 off for the expansion. It was really good.
Yeah, it was yeah. And not only that, but Steam also tells on you when you start to play a game. And I think that may be worse than the Steam sales. So yeah,
this is true.
All right, so Bill, what have you been doing in games recently?
I have been playing Civ 5, but I believe I'm experienced enough now that I can control my addiction. I can get away with sessions that are only 7 or 8 hours at a time. So I feel like I'm a good guide for you, Chris. I can be your sponsor through this, so this will be good. I actually spent more time in Guild Wars 2 than anything else this week. I actually did 2 tracks. I've been playing a lot with Asani, and we're still running up our engineer and ranger alts. Cool. But I actually have been doing a lot of the new story, the season 2 story track and everything like that. And I'm actually really impressed with that. I like I think they've really done well with the whole the episodic bits of the storyline and of the monthly content. It's not even monthly content, it's like bi-weekly content, or it has been for quite a while. So I'm pretty impressed with the effort that's going there. It's adding a lot to do in the game, and there is even a little bit of challenge to it. Like, a lot of people don't, it's a lot of it is single player type questing and that kind of thing, but it's got just it's not so hard that you can't do it, but it's difficult enough that it's harder than your regular quest fare or anything like that. So I'm actually pretty impressed with that.
Yeah.
What else? I played Wildstar, and even more importantly, I convinced Asani to finally try Wildstar. Oh, good. And she accidentally enjoyed it. So this might actually be a bit of a thing. We're gonna have like the giant NCSoft party in our house here, where we're gonna be having Guild Wars 2 on one monitor and Wildstar on the other monitor, and it's going to be a magical experience. And then finally, I tried really hard to play Marvel Heroes. I installed it twice, and both times it came up with corrupted files. So I had to do the full repair and re-download. So I will get into Marvel Heroes based off the recommendations we got off the last show. I'm making the effort. I'm really going to try, but so far they have rebuffed me. So we'll see. Looking forward to it. How about you, Layanor? What kind of excitement have you been up to this week?
I played some Lord of the Rings online. I am back into the moors again, and I'm at 41%. I only got 1% done from last week, but I'm happy with that 1% because that takes a long frickin' time.
Yeah.
Let's think about that for a second. Let's put this into the context. It took you a week to get 1%. So this is math I can do here. You've got 59% remaining. So we're looking at October 2015 before you finish this rank.
Yeah.
And this is rank 13, right?
Lucky 13.
This is I'm on rank 13 going into 14.
Okay, so then you have a whole other rank after that.
Yes, and then that's it.
Okay. So we're looking at like 2017.
Yeah.
Yeah,
possibly,
okay.
Yeah.
Just putting things in perspective here for you. Not
Just
trying to make you depressingly, crushingly overwhelmed with the journey that is before you, but
Starting to think if I have hair at that time, yeah.
Think about this, and not to make it political, but you're going to have a new president by the time you get to rank 15.
Yeah, probably.
Anyway,
Thanks, guys.
I just wanted to throw that out there. I hope you feel good about yourself.
I haven't played the Secret World. I'm also grinding things out there too.
oh, I tried to get back into the secret world, Layanor. I really
You gotta
did.
play with friends. You gotta play with somebody else.
Okay, because I'm not having fun on my own. I'm glad
Shoot
you
us a
are,
message.
but man,
It is great fun with friends, actually. It's Sonny and I, when we're hopping in there, it's so much more interesting to be doing it in a group.
I tell you what, the systems in that game, as soon as you walk in and you take a look at all the systems that you need to look at and stuff like that, intimidating, not fun. If you look over on my blog, I have 5 blogs written specifically complaining about the Secret World. And it wasn't until somebody came over and played with me for like a little bit, a couple minutes, and says, okay, these do this, this does that, this does that. Everything made sense after that, and I had fun with it.
good.
So I'll pop on one of these days and show you a few things, and if you don't like it, that's cool.
Yep. What else have you been doing?
I played Demigod. I actually put that up on the stream. I think MMO Reporter's first stream of a MOBA.
I've done some Infinite Crisis before, but I
so I'm
suck,
second.
so you're better than me.
Demigod is the first commercial MOBA, and it's very surprising how, when you look at this game and how old it is, I think it's like 6 years old, that a lot of the MOBAs copied a lot of things off of this, and even the characters. Characters are really close to the designs in Demigod. League of Legends pulls a lot of characters out of this game, so I'm wondering if some of the developers for this game went over to League of Legends and stuff like that after. It's just kind of nice to go back to that, put it up on the stream, and I got a lot of questions about it. A lot of people were asking, what game is this, and is this a new MOBA? And so that was a lot of fun. And then I got, I always try and get the Humble bundles. I always go for like the cheap dollar ones and stuff like that, because it's basically almost free games for your computer and your Android. And I got this game called Duets, and what it is 2 little bubbles. There's a red one, there's a blue one. Actually, they're paintballs, and they're connected on a ring, and you push on the screen left or right, and the ring will move left or right, moving the paintballs. And what happens is little shapes and white bricks and stuff will come down and try and break your paintballs, and you have to just kind of move them around and swerve them around and do all kinds of patterns with them to make sure that they don't break. And it is the most addicting game.
That looks incredibly hard.
That's the higher levels. I made sure to bump it up a little bit, into the video.
Yeah.
But the earlier levels are a lot easier, but
Wow.
it is still kind of difficult to get used to it.
Yeah.
Once you get used to it, boy, do they ramp up the difficulty.
It looks like Flappy Bird level of difficulty. Like, just you have to get it just right at just exactly the right time.
It's close to that. This does have a little bit more play than Flappy Bird.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Wow.
This looks infuriating. I'm getting angry just watching it.
I did not like this game in the beginning.
Oh man.
I stuck with it though. I was like, I see the video of it and it looks kind of neat, and I want to get to that higher level so I can move and swerve through those things. And I was like, what? I think I'll do that. And yeah, it gets really hard. Really good for long trips. Just saying.
I bet. That's not my type of game. Not my type of game at all. Nope.
I got a Logitech controller. A friend of mine sent me one because my hands are getting kind of sore from doing a lot of MMOs and typing and stuff. So
Sorry,
I got
I
a
just find
controller.
that hilarious. Your injuries amuse me, Layanor.
So I ended up getting this a small program called Xpadder, and what it does is it sets up your controller to act like a keyboard. So I've been setting that up for all my MMOs and having a lot of fun trying to figure out how to get things like Lord of the Rings Online, where you have like 12 skills onto 4 buttons. Mm-hmm. So it gets a little bit complicated, and then what happens is you just kind of like start sacrificing stuff that you usually don't use that often.
Yeah.
And then it starts to get pretty solid and feels good when you start playing it. So very cool. That's what I've been doing.
Mm-hmm. I used to play with software all the way back to sort of WoW launch with that, and I've actually, Terra has controller set up built in, and it's pretty good. The newer brand of MMOs with the limited action sets, Guild Wars, Wildstar, Terra, that sort of stuff, that works really, really well with that type of game, right?
Yep.
And Terra having it built in, I actually found it almost as good. It was just worked well for range or for melee classes, a little harder for range classes. So that's just what I found, but really cool. So as for me, I've been playing some Wildstar, of course, as always. Leveling up, I've decided, and this is kind of a big move, to move away from sort of doing the raid progression that I was doing before, because I just found that I was getting not tired of the game at all, but just a little bit not interested in the pace of it, of having to sort of, like, I liked all the gameplay, I liked the challenge and all that sort of stuff, but I just got tired of the pace. So I've decided to focus a little bit more on my alts, play a little bit more Selenia, and do that sort of stuff. And so I'm still playing almost as much Wildstar, just doing different stuff rather than sort of focusing on the one character. So I've been working lately on my medic and been having a lot of fun with that. Of course, I had to make him a big stone dude, because that's what I do. Right, play big stone dudes.
You're all about stone
dudes. Yeah,
stone dudes.
Yeah, all about the stone dudes. And then I cursed at Bill for several hours over the weekend as I played Civ V. And
I'm still a little offended that you're putting that on me, because like I said in pre-show, I'm pretty sure every single thing I said about Civ V ever was a cautionary tale.
Yeah, but when you're saying it's so much fun that you can't stop, that's like, oh, it sounds like fun.
Yes, but didn't you hear the cannot stop part? I wasn't kidding.
Yeah. So I've been enjoying that, but that's, again, I think that's going to be a short-lived love for me. That's just, I can feel, excuse me, that's just the type of game that I will play very intensely for a very short amount of time. Speaking of which, I also finished the Reaper of Souls campaign. And got through that. And, you know, Bill and I, you and I were talking about that the other day. It's not super long, but it was fun. And maybe I just didn't play it on high enough difficulty, but I didn't find it much of a challenge. I mean, I was playing it up on 1-up from hard, whatever that is. So it's not like I was playing it on easy or anything like that.
I ramped up the difficulty as I went. I started off at... Oh, geez, I don't even remember now. I finished up at one shy of the Nightmare. Is it Nightmare that's the top level? So whatever's
Torment
right below Nightmare.
Whatever it is, yeah.
Okay. That's where I finished up. I still haven't hit max level yet, though. Did you hit top level when you finished the expansion?
No, gosh, I didn't make max level when I went through the regular game either, right? Because you're meant to go through it again and again, and that's why Diablo 3 is another one of those short-lived games for me, because I can't handle that much repetition. It's just the same thing again and again. So yeah, my monk, which I went through the original campaign with, is level 37, and my crusader, which I went through the entire game and Reaper of Souls with, is 59.
Oh, okay.
So... yeah, I haven't hit Paragon levels. Gosh, Paragon levels are near infinite for me.
Yeah.
Right. Well, actually, I think they are infinite now, but they are like the XP needed is on a curve, so it gets exponentially higher.
See,
Somebody hit Paragon level 1,000 the other day.
The good thing, though, the way it's set up now is that it's not just having to go through and play the game over and over again. There's actually daily quests where you can hit sections of the game, and it's all wide open because you've all discovered it and everything like that.
Yeah.
So it's actually quite easy to pop in for half an hour, get a daily, and then carry on with your life.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's what I've been doing sort of since I finished the campaign. I do want to try and hit 70 and get into the Paragon levels and get into that harder difficulty mode just to see some of the gear that comes with it. Then I'm at the point now where my crafters can't do anything better. They can't level anymore because I've gotten them up to the highest I can until I hit a higher level. The crafting material I need for them to level up one more is only available from level 61 mobs, and I'm level 59. So,
yeah.
Right.
Doesn't take that long.
I thought you'd hit level 70.
No, not quite. I think I'm a 60. I want to say like 63 or 64. I'm not that far ahead of you right now.
Okay, well, I'll have to do a +1 keyboard on that and play together for a little bit. That would be fun.
That'd be nice.
And I've done the PAX Prep game, which is at this point PAX Prep. And here's a little bit of a peeking behind the curtain. PAX Prep at this point is all about moving things around for people who just even today are sending me meeting invites. And let me just show you real quick here. There's our calendar for those of you watching live or for those of you watching the video on YouTube. That's our calendar. So we've got a very, very busy time while we're there. And it's all about shuffling at this point and making sure that everything's ready and checking equipment and checking, SD cards and all that sort of stuff. So my gaming time has been limited because I've been spending time with that and troubleshooting problems with Layanor's computer. Stupid frickin'. Not that I'm bitter.
I noticed that you didn't have any time on there for recording women in cosplay.
Yeah.
Which is when you dress up as characters as...
I know what cosplay is. Yeah.
Okay. Want to make sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, there's... This is a sensitive subject. You have to appreciate, Layanor. We actually go to this show with our wives. Mm-hmm. So it's really... Yeah. This is the
I would look at any cosplayers. It doesn't matter if it's
play the
women or
game
men.
at a difficulty level that just is not possible for us.
Well, you turn the camera on and you walk along with it, and then every once in a while you lift up your arm and you go whoosh, kind of slow.
Yeah. No.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
No. Just no. Anyways, yeah. So I think this is a good time to awkwardly move to a transition. So our first bit of news is actually going to be all about our PAX trip. We want to give you a heads up on what's going on about PAX, what we're doing, why we go there, all that sort of stuff, and what we're looking forward to. We've got a ton of content coming your way in the next week. Be ready for it. Your feed will be overwhelmed with content. A couple places to check out. Make sure you bookmark MMOReporter.com and go to our YouTube page and subscribe to the channel so you'll get updates whenever we post stuff. And you can get a sneak peek at everything as soon as it comes out. So, PAX is the Penny Arcade Expo. For any of you who don't know, it is the guys who do Penny Arcade, the webcomic, decided to have an expo. I think this is PAX 8, maybe 9. And it started off as a small thing in sort of a hotel, and now it takes up the biggest convention space in Seattle. And it is sold out. I think, what was it, Bill, this year? 7 minutes The
it
3-day
was
passes?
It was single digits. It was
Yeah.
crazy. Actually, I don't think the 4-day passes even made it to the release time. There was people who kind of were able to predict where the passes were going to be sold before the tweet even officially went out because of the naming scheme that they have on their provider.
Yeah.
And the 4-day passes were gone. If it wasn't before the tweet went out, it was within seconds of the tweet going out.
Yeah, so
it was just nuts.
It was absolutely crazy, and it's actually grown into a worldwide phenomenon now. There's PAX Australia, PAX East in Boston, and PAX South in Austin. Is it in Austin, Texas?
San Antonio,
San Antonio, Texas. Thank you. So it is, for us at least, it is the shows of any shows that MMO developers choose to go to. This is where we get the most FaceTime with developers out of the entire year. PAX East we've gone to before. Celeste will be going to PAX South in January. So that's why we do PAX. PAX is the MMO show. So it's a pretty cool experience, and it really is cramming into a building with 70,000 of your closest friends. It is probably the friendliest convention I've ever been to, and the least hassle, and almost most English in its ability to queue, because there are queue lines for the queue lines, and you experience that very well. So if you get a chance to go to PAX ever, even just for a day, take that chance and go. So we
as a FYI for everyone, PAX South, which we just talked about in San Antonio, January 23rd to 25th, so a great excuse to get to someplace semi-warm in the middle of winter. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday badges are all still available.
Yeah, so go check it out. If you're able to travel or anywhere in the area, you should go. So we actually have 3 different crews working the show. We're planning on north of 20-something videos, and it's going to be a lot of fun. We've got our crew, my crew, and then we've got Bill and Asani will have a camera as well for a few panels, and then Carrie is going to do most of the hardware and some of the gaming stuff as well. We're also going a little bit into tabletop because pretty much everyone on the network is interested in it, so we said we're going to. So you'll see some of that as well. And we're really excited. Bill, you're coming with us. What's sort of some stuff that you're looking forward to seeing at PAX?
Well, the biggest thing is, and this is mainly because I've missed out on it in the last couple of years, is I am going to sit in that line and I am going to spend an entire day getting into try to get a hands-on with the Oculus Rift. And every other year it's looked great and I've walked by it, and the line is always just wrapped around itself. They actually cap the line every 15 minutes, and I'm assuming it's amazing. I have not tried an Oculus Rift in any form yet, so that's my goal this time. I'm really excited to see Warlords of Draenor at there. I've never seen a Blizzard presentation at a community event or festival like this or anything like that. I've never been to BlizzCon and Blizzard's never been at PAX before.
Not PAX Prime. They were at PAX East a couple.
Yes, pardon me. They've never been to PAX Prime, so they've never been to a PAX that I've been to, which is really all the ones that count. So. I'm going to make a point of actually camping out there for a while and absorbing that. And, of course, Civilization Beyond Earth, I'm going to be absorbing and enjoying the beacon. as Fruit and Juice on Twitter aptly put it, when my life ends, for all intents and purposes, on October 24th, then yeah. So
I'm looking forward to the Oculus Rift too. That's as part of the press, we get a little bit of a head start into the show floor, so I'm going to make use of that time. I have not the last couple of years and regretted it every time. I'm beelining for the Oculus Rift, and gosh darn it, I'm going to spend as much time with it as they let me.
Yep, for sure.
Yep.
So that's the big 3 for me. There's a ton more. I mean, there's every year it seems like you're going to hit everything you want, and every time Monday afternoon rolls around, I realize there's like 50 things that I didn't get to see yet. So, what about you, Chris? What's your big targets? I'm
looking forward to the Destiny panel, and I'm hoping to snag some time with the folks over at Bungie. If you're listening, anybody, Bungie, hi, get a hold of me, Chris at MMOReporter.com. Don't ignore my emails, please. Anyways, my many emails, I might say. So I'm going to go to the panel. I have actually blocked off the panel is at noon. I've blocked off that entire morning for line sitting because it will be needed for Destiny. So that's my plan, at least. I want to be number one in line. So also looking forward to BioWare's new game Shadow Realms, which we'll talk about in a little bit. So I'm not going to talk about it too much, but yeah, I want to see that.
This show, and we're going to talk about it a little bit later in the show too, is the first real exposure I've come to on Shadow Realms. I know it's been kind of floating around for probably a month or two or so, but this is the first time I've actually kind of dove in and actually read material on it, and I'm not afraid to say I'm kind of pumped.
Yeah,
like this was going to be the fourth thing if we were allowed to talk about 4 in the show, but Chris said only 3 and threatened me with a hammer and everything like that.
Was Layanor.
Layanor told me I'd have to ride on the roof racks.
No, blame Chris.
No, you have to ride on the roof racks anyway. You didn't get that part. Anyways,
I didn't deserve that. I'm a good person.
And
I just want to play Civ, man.
Last but not least, and I mean, there's tons that I'm looking forward to, but I'm gonna hopefully get some time with Orcs Must Die Unchained. So that is really, really cool. So I want to jump in there, see the game, talk about the game, and I think that's another good one for +1 keyboard when we get a chance, when we get around to it, to get all of us in there like we did for Guns of Icarus and just mess stuff up. Yeah. Right?
I still haven't finished Orcs Must Die 2. Like we had lots of fun in Orcs in the original one, but I've never really done 2 yet. Not because it's bad. It's just always been like second or third choice.
Yeah, it's the number 2 or 3 on your playlist. Number 1's available. Yeah. So hey, go to that. So yeah, that's going to be a lot of fun. And of course, our meetup on Thursday is going to be an absolute blast. Unfortunately, if you haven't RSVP by now, we're kind of full. I let more people in than I said I would. So yeah, it's going to be tons of fun if you are coming. Looking forward to seeing all of you, especially seeing everyone that we do see every year. There are people who have come. I think the first meetup was. I think, Bill, we can easily say that it was a disaster. We had 7, 8 turbine people show up and 1 fan and his wife.
No, it's a little bit more than that. We had probably 2. We had 3 or 4 people come in. They just weren't there at the same time that the turbine folks came by. So
no, we had 3 total. It was a guy and his wife, and then another one came while turbine was there, and that was it. But we did party with enforcers.
Yes,
which was fun.
The enforcers count. It was a party. It was good.
Yeah. And then after that, we went to the Daily Grill once because the Elephant and Castle was taken, and we had maybe 5 people, 6 come, and then it's slowly built the last few years now, and we're wow, I'm so happy to get to meet everyone that has come year after year, and there are people who have come since that first one the first big one at the Daily Grill, and then this will be year 4 for them. Like Emevosset and a few other people as well. I know their in-game names, but I can't remember I know their real names, and I don't know if they want to share their real names and not their in-game names, so I'm not going to. Yeah. But, a husband and wife have come. And have won stuff every year. We give away tons of stuff. And this year we've got the ESO community team's going to be there, which is fantastic. I'm really looking forward to that. And then we'll record the PAX Prime, the PAX preview podcast that night. And I did want to mention to everyone out there, one thing that we're going to do this year is get really on top of editing and distributing the daily podcast. So if you want kind of a hit of PAX in the morning when you're getting up for breakfast, Layanor is going to get those out for you by the time you get up so that you can go and check on our site and see the quick, 5-minute podcasts at the very beginning that, that just talk about what we've done that day and what we've seen and all those sorts of things, and really put together. So you'll be able to check out the site for all of that. And the last thing that I want to mention, and I'll mention it again at the end of the show, but I want to send out a huge thank you, a absolutely huge thank you to GoDaddy for sponsoring our PAX Prime coverage. So really, really looking forward to that. And their support is really making all the stuff that we're doing able to happen in sort of the capacity that it is. So really proud to have GoDaddy sponsoring us. We'll talk a little bit more detail about that later, but it's pretty cool. So I'm excited. PAX is gonna rock.
Me too. Are we there yet?
We're not there yet, and if you say that once in the van, you are riding on the roof rack.
Bill,
Anyways, Bill, you're up.
I am
what are you
up.
playing, Bill?
So this is actually probably going to be a big story at PAX. Actually, it's going to be interesting. So Wildstar is dead.
Yep.
It happened. The thing happened.
It happened.
Are you okay there, Chris?
I'm fine.
Okay, just checking. Mm-hmm. So Wildstar's not actually dead. Little bit of news is popping down. Basically, Wildstar.
Oh, hold on,
Watch
Bill.
it.
You're going all Cylon on us. Please do not try to take over. Don't send in the fake people that look like Cylons. Or that look like people but are really Cylons on the inside. Layanor, are you one of those? There we go. Hi, Bill.
It was pretty wild. So the gods of the internet did not like that joke. Okay.
No. So, disconnect aside, what were you saying, Bill? Just there's no lightning storm near you or anything, is there?
No, but apparently there's some pretty supernatural people that don't like jokes about Wildstar dying. So Wildstar is perfectly healthy.
Let's say why, because it's not.
It's not. It's perfectly healthy. So Stephen Frost, one of the developers on Wildstar, and also one of the presenters who's going to be at the MMORPG.com panel
And
at
who
PAX.
we're having an interview with at PAX.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah.
It tweeted today in response to a tweet asking about server population issues in Wildstar, which that's the joke. When you have server populations issues, that's obviously the death of every MMO that's ever happened, because it's not like that's not happened for every single MMO that's ever come out. Breathe. Anyway, Stephen Frost's response was, we were working on some tech regarding that issue. You should hear about it soon, which is actually, there you go. So they are looking at population. I don't know if they're looking at server consolidation. I'm really hoping they're walking down the hall and knocking on ArenaNet's door and talking about mega server technology, because mega server was, I think, a great move for Guild Wars 2. I know there's some people that didn't like it, but yeah, so it's already there. But yeah, so there you go. Wildstar not dying. Internet gods, do not strike my connection down again, please.
There's a lot of changes coming down the pipe to make. Again, this is gonna rile some people up to the is this a nerf or not a nerf? Because, of course, they came out so strong pre-launch about, we're not going to nerf. It doesn't matter what people say. They're not nerfing content. They're not making it easier. They're not making characters stronger. However, they are making it easier for characters to get stronger, in that they're going to make it easier to get amp points past what you get for leveling. So basically, amps are like, think of them like deeds in LOTRO, if you'd like, where they give you bonuses. Right? The more amps that you get, you choose where to put them, and you get bonuses. Well, you get some every level as you go through. But at level 50, you can get more through Elder Coins, through Elder Gems, sorry. And now they're going to make more world drops. They're going to get some sort of reputation, some more points locked behind reputation grinds. You can buy them once you hit sort of the top reputation in each of the different factions for the daily zones. So they're making it easier to make your character stronger. But all these things are one-time uses. So there's the two big daily zones, the Crimson Badlands and the Northern Wastes. You get Beloved in one of them, and you can buy a one-time ant point. And then you get Beloved in the other one. You can buy another one amp point. So they're making it easier to make your character stronger, but they're not making the content any easier. So I don't know. I'm on the side that this isn't nerfs. And I have guild members who are probably 50-50 on each side of that. Bill, what do you think? Is this nerfing the game, or is this not nerfing the game?
It's...
See?
I'm agreeing with your guild here. I'm kind of 50-50 on this because, I mean, by definition, if you're not making the content harder, but you're making the characters more powerful, it is a bit of a nerf of the content. You're making the game easier, and that's just math. The flip side, though, is it's not your traditional nerf. It's not knocking 20% off the damage of your long shot for the Scout in Dark Age of Camelot. Anyway, not that I'm still bitter about that or not, but just saying. But it's not actually knocking a character down a peg or anything like that. So I don't know. Wildstar really built itself on being an elite type game. It was a game that was going to challenge people. So I can see where the people are saying this is a nerf in the context that you're actually making the game easier. They maybe came to the game because it was hard. So I can see where they're coming from in that perspective. So yes, how's that? 50-50. I'm Charlie Brown.
What do you think, Layanor?
My question would be, is the community actually making a argument that the game is too hard and that's why they're changing everything?
Nobody has said that the game is too hard. However, most of what I hear, not nobody, there's always some. What I hear more is that the game systems are, like the attunement is too challenging. That's what I hear more than anything else. Other than that, it's not that bad. I think all these changes that they're making to the rune system, to the attunement system, and to the amp system here, and to there's another system in there that people don't play Wildstar. It's kind of convoluted, but you can assign points to your skills to make them stronger. And they're doing the same thing they're doing for amps to that. So there's not people that they're just saying that the actual dungeons aren't too hard, but getting to the point where you can do those dungeons, that road is too hard. Does that make more sense? I don't know. It's really convoluted to say, because it's not like people are saying, oh, you need to nerf the bosses in these dungeons, they're just too hard to do. No, people are like, oh my god, I die like 20 times, it's so fun. And then, but I finished the dungeon, but I still didn't get my attunement because I didn't do it good enough.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing. There's a big difference between dying 20 times and going home frustrated, and then dying 20 times and then finally getting it. There's a very fine line, and if you don't cross that line, then the game is too hard. And a lot of people then scream and say, why would you even make a game that nobody can beat?
Yep. Okay, so that's the Wildstar news.
That's there's a little bit more Wildstar news in there. Just to quickly drop it there. We have a YouTube clip from one of the senior designers at Carbine working on Wildstar, from Megan Winters Coming Starks, and she made a few comments about the schedule of the updates coming out. She did drop that there's stuff like new zones, new arenas, new dungeons coming through, and everything like that. But also commented that they're probably slowing down their updates a little bit, trying to do a bit of more of a focus on quality. There's some fixed time ones like your seasonal events and that kind of thing that they have really hard and fast schedules on. But other stuff they've kind of decided to almost dial back their development a little bit just to make sure there's really good quality of everything coming through. So anyway, it's a pretty good interview. Megan actually answers some really neat questions on there, so check it out, and it's pretty good. So what do you think, Chris? Are you okay with it if there's a bit of a content slowdown?
It's a buggy game.
Yeah.
They need to deal with that first. There's been almost every single run has had a glitch or had something or something like that, and that's a constant discussion. There's a couple of software types in my guild that just are, and again, we've talked about this so many times, Bill. It's so easy to be armchair quarterback when it comes to game development. you could fix this and blah blah blah. It's
you should have coded that different.
Right,
Why didn't
and
you
that's
just
the
code
thing.
it different?
The comment I hear from my guildmates, at least, is that they would be embarrassed to have sort of that sort of code management. And it's fine. They're more than happy to have that opinion, but when you're dealing on a project of this size, which is game development is incredibly more complex, I think, than other types of software development, simply because of the variability of the input that the software gets.
Well, you've got artistic factors mashing together with complex engineering decisions and that kind of thing. I mean, I come from an IT background myself, and it's hard enough putting together solid systems when all you have to worry about is requirements and technology. When you have to throw art and heavy duty marketing and really aggressive schedules because everybody else is dealing with aggressive schedules, I actually can have a lot of respect for that. For games that come out that aren't buggy, to me, I hope that those people, or when the game hits that kind of stable moment when things are going well and there's more bugs being solved than created and that kind of thing, I hope that those devs actually get a big pat on the back, because it's a hard business, and I think that, or I assume it's a hard business from everything I've seen and read, and I don't think there's going to be too many people that say, "Oh, you're wrong, Bill. It's a piece of cake. I nap half the day away. It's fine."
Yeah. All right. So there you go. Would love to hear your thoughts about this. If you're a Wildstar player, are they nerfing the game? Are they breaking their promise? What are they doing? We'll have all the contact info at the end of the show. You can let us know. Layanor, we've got some movement on a game that you've been following.
Yes, I've been following the Firefly Online game, which was originally called Firefly Universe. It was being made by another company called Dark Cryo, where they were taking in donations. And they ended up getting contacted by Fox, and they stepped aside. So Fox came out. They stepped aside because Fox was releasing a game of their own of Firefly. It is called Firefly Online, and this has been something that I've just been kind of, looking at every once in a while to see if there's a little bit of progress, because they said that it was going to be released this summer. Well, it seems like there has been a ton of work on this game, even to the fact that they hired the original cast to come onto the project and have them voice their characters.
Yeah, and there's actually gameplay footage that's out there, which is quite interesting. I'm surprised is the wrong word, but maybe it fits. I didn't realize this was actually going to happen, and I'm kind of excited, while at the same time amazingly skeptical due to the history of this IP.
I was going to say the IP, not just the game, the entire IP.
Yeah.
So the way the combat works is it's going to be a strategy RTS. I think it's like for smaller maps when you're out on a world, like say having a shootout in a bar and stuff like that. So it's going to be turn-based. There was some talk about ship combat, but it really didn't say anything much. But I think that's probably going to be more of a, I don't want to say asteroids, kind of like a naval type of thing, naval combat that's top view, maybe?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
I'm not exactly sure.
We'll have to wait and see. I was a huge fan of the Star Trek Online space combat. I know not many people were. I loved it. I think a similar thing would fit well here. I would be a lot disappointed if they went with like the old Star Trek 2D games that you used to be able to play, and that sort of combat. I would not be happy, because they're showing 3D spaceflight in this game.
Yeah, they are.
Right? I want 3D space combat. If I don't get it, I'm going to be more disappointed than I was when I downloaded I couldn't download it then, when I bought Star Wars Galaxies and a new flight stick and had to play that crap piece of game. Anyway, sorry, did that come out loud? Oops. Yeah.
A couple other things real quick. They did announce that the game was going to be coming out for Steam. They announced that, I think, about 2 or 3 months ago. And they've been making more announcements, such as they have Michael Dorn as doing one of the voices for probably multiple characters, I would think. And if you don't know who that is, that's Worf, son of Moog.
I have a hard time with this. I don't know how Michael Dorn steps into another sci-fi universe as a voice actor and people don't hear Worf, because Michael Dorn has a very distinctive voice. He doesn't have, like, they actually on the front page they're advertising 2 of the voice actors they have coming in. They have Andrea Romano, who's got a long history in animated TV series, like Pinky and the Brain is probably the one that everybody knows, and there's a bunch more in there as well, Johnny Quest and other things. Michael Dorn doesn't have the range that Andrea Romano has, but Michael Dorn does Michael Dorn very, very well. I don't know how I'm not going to hear Worf every time he's acting. I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you think can you get over Worf?
I don't know. I mean, and you were such a Deep Space Nine fan, right?
Mm-hmm. Well,
So was I.
All the TV shows. Like, I even watched Enterprise. So
did I. Yeah. So here, for those of you who don't recognize the voice.
Worf was probably the coolest character in science fiction.
This Klingon character
See,
was a
he
last-minute
uses, to me at least, he uses a voice when he's Worf. He doesn't use his, that was his natural speaking voice. So I could see there being a little bit more flexibility. And I'm trying to wait for a point where it's not the interviewer talking, and it's an actual Michael Dorn clip here, so you can hear his voice is quite a lot higher pitched.
I wasn't drawn to Worf at first. It was basically like all of us. It was just another job. Although I knew Star Trek, and I loved the Klingons.
See, to me, that doesn't scream out Worf.
Yeah.
Right? So I could see some flexibility there.
We'll see. I'm cautiously optimistic. Like I said, I have to be cautiously optimistic just because it is Firefly. I can't become too emotionally invested in that because it's going to ruin me. But yeah, it could be good.
It's Firefly. You don't want to hear suddenly like, Mark Hamill
Here comes some more
Data.
Come on, Worf, talk. Here he comes. Ready?
Let me guess. Klingon blood wine.
Prune juice, chilled.
Prune juice.
Right, that prune juice, chilled. That's so distinctively Worf.
Yeah, you don't want to, be playing this game and then suddenly hear Q, and it's Q.
Yeah, John Lassius, I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Real quick thing, if you go to the website right now and you like what you see, please sign up for the notices or whatever it is that they have right now, and you will get a free ship for when the game launches.
Woohoo.
Which is really cool. It's kind of buried underneath all of the announcements that they have been doing, but just sign up and you'll get a ship.
Awesome.
Good deal.
All right, Bill.
So
don't bring your voice a little bit higher pitched here like Michael Dorn's.
Oh my god. Oh, sorry.
Don't ever. Just no.
Okay, so we touched on Shadow Realms when we first started up, and like I said, this is my first real exposure to it. The website to check out is predictably shadowrealms.com. They've got actually a live action mostly trailer for the game that comes up there with fantastic effects and everything like that. But anyway, so Shadow Realms, we'll give you the quick and dirty for it, is a BioWare RPG that's designed around it's like its core feature seems to be 4 versus 1 sort of PvP combat. So basically there is going to be a storyline, and as every BioWare game should have, but you're going to have 4 characters that can team up to play the multiplayer aspect of the game that will enter an instance that is governed by a 5th player known as the Shadow Lord. The Shadow Lord is controls a powerful boss, but also has influence on the environment that the 4 players work towards. So it's basically like the 4 players running a dungeon with a 5th player making that dungeon as hard as possible, and then being the really tough boss at the end as well. there's a good kind of intro article written by James Olin, who's a BioWare producer who's been on a bunch of other BioWare games, Dragons.
He was on Tor for a while. I interviewed him a couple years ago about Tor.
Yep, and Dragon Age and Baldur's Gate and everything like that. He's basically taking the tack here that this is them trying to migrate BioWare RPGs into the next tabletop experience or the next D&D type experience. So the Shadow Lord is really kind of that next step towards having a dungeon master. And this is, I've mentioned it before. This feels like they're taking another stab at what Neverwinter was originally made to do. Except that being the Shadow Lord sounds like it's going to be lots more fun than being the Dungeon Master in Neverwinter.
Was hard. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I'm pretty excited about this. This is I've been seeing Shadow Realms spam come into my mailbox for several weeks now, and I've always I don't respond well to email. So if you've emailed me and I've ignored you, sorry, but. This seeing in the show notes here actually made me take up interest, and this is probably the most interested I've been in a non-MMO in quite a while. Like even I'm still very interested in Beyond Earth. Don't get me wrong, but just the concept of having a new game mechanism that I haven't seen anybody really try and succeed well at in a long time is intriguing.
Yes. We will be playing the crap out of this game.
Yeah, I think so.
I think we may just rename it +1 Shadow Realm keyboards.
Yeah. Shadow Lord +1.
Yeah, +1 Shadow Realm. Yeah, there you go.
So anyway, I expect we're going to be seeing stuff about this coming up at PAX. We'll try to feed you some content on that and dig up some information.
Please.
And hey, BioWare, send us an email.
Yes, reply to my emails.
Chris at MMOReporter.com, or you know what, Bill at MMOReporter.com. I'd be happy to talk to you.
Just don't send Steve an email. He never replies.
Friggin' Steve, that guy.
Oh man, I would take him to PAX in a heartbeat if he could just be bloody reliable.
Well, and if he would stop forwarding those jokes that my grandma was emailing me 20 years ago when the internet was first invented. Steve, seriously, we're going to take your email away.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah, I desperately want to play this. I will be searching during the press time for this if they have a booth. I don't even know if they have a booth. I've got to check and finding them and hunting them down and really BioWare. You're nice. We like you. Yeah. Anyways.
We like you.
Bill, did you just wink at your microphone?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Please no.
Oh.
There you go. So, and thanks IGN for that footage, because that's where we got the footage from on YouTube for Shadow Realms. Whoops, there's our calendar again. Hello. Yeah. Oh my God, I want to play that. Oh my God. Let's move things along here. Oh, we've got a link to a Shadow Realms Q&A, right? From Twitch, Bill?
Yes. Yeah, well, that'll be in the show notes, and that's going to be, check it out.
Awesome.
Absorb some Shadow Realms goodness.
All right, so I do want to talk about GoDaddy, which is our sponsor for PAX Prime. They're fantastic. They've been our sponsor before. I really enjoyed that time with them, and happy to see them back here. And really just super excited because they've been our sponsor for a while. I've been using GoDaddy since before they were our sponsor, and I just really, really like their service. In fact, I was on support with some tricky technical stuff we were trying to do today. Not because anything was broken, but they were helping me set something up for PAX, and they were fantastic, the support. But I really do rarely have to use the support. Usually it's when I break stuff. And I do sometimes semi-regularly break stuff. So I want to thank GoDaddy. They are fantastic, and we've just been using the crap out of their services since we first got them, and have never had a problem. So I can highly recommend it. We get a lot of emails asking us to, do link backs and to have, sponsors on the show. And we say no to probably 99% of the stuff that gets sent to us because we don't feel it fits our listeners. But GoDaddy, I think, is fantastic. You want to start a blog, you want to start a podcast, anything like that, go check out GoDaddy. And we've got a really awesome deal for you. If you use the coupon code MMO30, you're going to get 30% off your next purchase. So just go to GoDaddy.com, get whatever you want, any hosting plan or whatever, and you will get 30% off your purchase by using the coupon code MMO30 because GoDaddy is super awesome, and they have made this PAX trip absolutely possible. So thank you so much, GoDaddy. We really appreciate it, and we hope that all of you really enjoy your GoDaddy services as well. Want to mention real quick our other two sponsors, Doghouse. Go to doghousesystems.com and use the coupon code MMO Reporter, and you can double your RAM. And Audible, go to audibletrial.com/MMO Reporter to get your first month free, which means you get one audiobook within that first month, and you can keep it forever. So go check it out there. Bill, if people want to get a hold of us and tell us what they think of Shadow Realms, tell us whether or not Carbine is nerfing Wildstar, or what they want to hear from PAX, from the people we see at PAX. How can they get a hold of us?
Well, check us out at MMOreporter.com for our little corner of the interweb. Send us an email, mmo.reporter@gmail.com, and find us on Facebook, facebook.com/MMOReporter. You can tweet at us at MMO_reporter, at Layanor, or at MMO Bill, or the at in absentia Harry Hall. No, he doesn't have a new Twitter address. I just made that up. You can give us a call at 616-666-6778, or click on the widget on the side of the page at MMOReporter.com. You can find us on YouTube. The YouTube page is going to get very hot and heavy here in the next week. YouTube.com/user/MMO Reporter Network. And finally, if you'd like to throw a little bit of support towards the MMO Reporter Network yourself, in addition to the fine folks over at GoDaddy, check out our Patreon page, patreon.com/MMO Reporter, and help us out. We appreciate it. We love that there's people that have sent us their Patreon love in the past, and we hope to get just a little bit more. So there you go, patreon.com/MMO Reporter.
Awesome. Thanks, Layanor, for a fantastic show.
You shall be welcomed.
Where will I be welcomed?
PAX.
Yes, I will. And Bill, thanks so much. As always, a blast.
Very much. Look, yeah.
You're looking forward to 7 hours in a car with me, aren't you?
A little bit, yeah. Especially because at the end is PAX. This was a good show. I loved it, but I'm kind of looking forward to going to PAX.
Yes, absolutely. All right. So thanks, guys, and thanks to our fantastic, super awesome chat room. Quiet but full tonight. Very, very quiet, but very, very full as well. So thanks for coming out and hanging out with us while we recorded live. Thanks to all of you who choose to download the podcast week after week. We really appreciate it. We hope that you download the podcast again next week, but most importantly, we hope to see you in game.
Don't forget about your ults you need to cherish. Each and every little character you've got, no matter what level they're at. Don't forget about your ults you need to cherish. Each and every little character you've got.
Thanks for watching the video, everybody. Don't forget to check out all the other podcasts at MMOReporter.com or by clicking on any of the links here. And please check out our Patreon campaign at patreon.com/MMOReporter. Thanks, everyone, and see you in game.